you afraid to walk alone at night? Are you being stalked, threatened, or harmed? If so, a personal protection dog just may be the companion you need. From tough and muscular canines with fierce looks to a more approachable, bouncy dog that you might not expect in this line of work. We're uncovering the top 10 breeds that'll stop a person dead in his tracks. Now, these aren't vicious dogs. These are highly trained, capable dogs that will put up a fight on command. Responsive, obedient family companions that, when called upon, can protect and possibly save your life. Your best friend and a criminal's worst nightmare.
The personal protection dog has the ability and the willingness to respond to danger and to fight for its owner, its property. It's a defensive use dog only. It's not to be used for offensive purposes.
The old style junkyard dog where the dog is on his own. The dog basically is antisocial to everybody, and his purpose is to be antisocial. That's the opposite of personal protection.
Personal protection dog can apprehend on command, let go and guard, re-apprehend if the person tries to escape. What it can't do is be expected to reason on its own. Personal protection dogs are often taken to businesses by owners where the dog has to be sociable enough with the clientele and at the same time be command responsive.
They're there to be a visual deterrent. Hopefully that alone would, stop any situations that might occur. The dog will hold his ground, will get between what is considered to be a threat and to make sure that they stop. If that isn't enough, then you need to know you have enough training that the dog will make contact.
Not every dog is cut out for personal protection work. There are very specific traits trainers look for before they'll consider a dog as a candidate.
The biggest thing that we look for in a personal protection dog is a good set of nerves. A dog that does not overly dramatically respond or react to new stimulus. We want a dog that has very calm nerves, is very sound, and is a dog that is willing to explore new circumstances.
A weak nerve dog will not be able to do personal protection because the minute they become stressed, they bite indiscriminately, and we can't have that. It has to be a very confident dog.
A protection dog or a personal protection dog should be a dog that can go out into the public, can be around children, can be around other dogs, can be around other animals, and is in total control.
The physical capabilities of a dog are also important in protection work.
95% of the dog's ability to excel in protection-type work is temperament. The other 5% will rely upon its physicality. Yes, you could train a small dog to do this type of work, but I don't think he'd be very effective. You need a dog that is of a larger stature, that's powerful, muscular, has the look of a deterrent.
Before any dog receives protection training, they must be highly trained in obedience. Control over the dog in this line of work is a must.
Obedience is important, critically important to personal protection training because it's the very foundation that personal protection is built on. Dogs should not be personal protection trained unless it has on- and off-leash obedience.
We compare obedience to the safety clip on a gun. The obedience is what controls your dog during personal protection. Any dog can bite. What we're actually doing in personal protection is controlling that bite to a level at which we can issue command at one time only and the dog will respond.
Some people may say, why train a dog to bite? Isn't there enough danger in the world today? Well, yes, there is. And that's exactly why some people require a personal protection dog. A dog that reacts defensively.
I think there's an inherent need for these type of dogs. Unfortunately, there are people in our society and culture that require an animal of this high skill. I think it gives them security, peace of mind. It allows them to live their life as they had prior to any situations that might be occurring. These type of dogs are excellent companions, but they're one step more, they're guardians. They're there to help out if needed and to back down when not. Personal protection dogs are often used for people who live alone, people who have been harassed. They are great if you're out jogging, if you want to go walking alone, maybe you don't live in the greatest of neighborhoods. The benefit to having a personal protection dog is that it is something that cannot be used against you. No matter what you do, that dog's not going to turn on its handler given a situation. Any other type of protective weapon if you lose possession of that, that can be used against you by someone who's trying to harm you.
Personal protection work is an area that is not always well understood by the general public. There are often false impressions made about the dogs.
One myth that is common to people is that personal protection makes a dog aggressive. A trainer never makes a dog aggressive. It either has the drives to do the work or it doesn't. So the difference between a dog that you see on the 6 o'clock news attacking innocent people and a personal protection dog has everything to do with early socialization, early obedience training, and proper care and management of the dog. When the dogs are doing the protection work, they're having a great time. They're having fun. To the dog, it's all about winning. And proper protection training is teaching the dog that it can expect to win, given the right set of responses. So the dog itself is not being beaten down or beaten up. In fact, the opposite is quite true. The dog is being built up.
Good boy. Good job, boy.
To train a personal protection dog, you're starting the process as soon as you get the puppy and working it through obedience. Then you're adding on your different levels of protection. Your finished product is going to be when the dog is 2.5 years old and totally mature. So it takes literally hundreds of hours to protection train a dog properly.
Personal protection dogs are taught how to bite, when to bite, and where to bite. So we're not creating dogs that are vicious. We're teaching skilled discipline. I want a dog that's just simply going to calmly clamp down his jaws, do the least amount of damage to any person should they have to bite, and let go as soon as I tell them. Most people who are using personal protection dogs will often go for the arms, simply because arms can carry weapons.
While any breed of dog can be trained to alert the presence of an intruder, when it comes to personal protection, there are definitely breeds that excel over others.
I like to use a dog from the herding group. I find that they bond very easily to people. They're extremely loyal. They are naturally or inherently protective, which we can use to our advantage. And they have a lot of drive, a lot of stamina.
Personal protection dogs are not for everyone. They are trained for a specific purpose and require a diligent owner.
It's very important with the protection dog to make sure that safety is a paramount concern. So with the protection dog, you want to make sure that you know where it is at all times.
Some dogs of certain breeds with good balanced temperament without high-end training are enough of a visual deterrent, so simply the good skills of obedience would be enough to stop. I think the people who absolutely require one are the people who have had problems in the past of a serious nature.
There are real reasons for protection, and a dog can provide you protection, 24-hour-a-day protection, that nothing else can.
Fierce protectors and loyal companions. We'll see the top 10 breeds in action when we return.
Go. Easy.
If you feel unsafe or at the risk of being harmed, you may carry a gun, a knife, or a bottle of mace. Well, for some people who need protection, their choice is a dog. A highly trained, skilled canine that can keep you safe and deal with a threat in an instant on command. And right now, we're going to take a look at those dogs. The top 10 breeds in personal protection work. Beginning at number 10, we will work our way up to the number 1 breed, a dog considered by many to be the ultimate in taking care of business. We'll start the countdown with a breed that's been hailed as a super dog, a balance of extreme power and gentle companionship. At number 10 is the Dogo Argentino, a relatively new breed developed in the 1920s. The Dogo Argentino is not only a great hunter, but also a loyal family pet and guardian.
Get him, girl. Yeah, if you look at them, the people are going to be like, whoa, you know, it kind of look, you know, it look kind of mean. They're real sweet dogs, and they're real loyal. When people see it, if somebody never seen a doggo before, a lot of people ask me, is that a Great Dane mixed with, you know, a pit bull?
Fierce and determined, the Dogo Argentino was specifically developed to hunt wild boar, mountain lion, and jaguar. To achieve a supreme hunting dog, the best traits of 10 breeds were combined, resulting in a fast and highly capable worker.
It's an extremely powerful animal They can be very quick on their feet. I mean, they were bred to hunt and really effective at that. If not, they would be killed. So I think if they are reacting, it's going to be pretty fast, and they do have very large jaws, very strong jaws.
They're real good working dogs, and they love to run.
The dog is awesome. He has the body of a giant pit, and he has the heart of a shepherd, and he has the love of a schnauzer.
They want you to pet them, kind of like a little kid. You know, they want attention. Real smart, real easy to train.
The Dogo learns quickly. That means they can learn both what you want them to do and what they want to do. A Dogo owner needs to stay one step ahead.
So if you're going to have one of these dogs, you should be an expert in terms of training.
My boy, out!
So you got to make sure his bite work and his obedience are in the same level. Because if, let's say you have a Dogo, then you only train him on bite. So his bite level is going to be over here, and his obedience level is down. It's like you have a 45 caliber gun, a powerful gun, but you don't have a focus where to aim. She's not just personal protection. It's like having a friend. You can get attached to a Dogo real quick. It's smart, intelligent, and loyal and protective. I mean, they're always going to protect their owner, no matter what.
Trustworthy, loyal, there when you need them. Exactly what a personal protection dog should be. Next, on our countdown of breeds that can defend against threat, a dog that was almost completely killed off from exposure to warfare in World War I, where it was used as a message carrier and rescue dog. At number 9 on our list is the Bouvier des Flandres. Originating in the agricultural plain of Flanders, Belgium, the Bouvier is spirited and bold, but with a steady character.
The Bouvier as a protection dog and as a police dog is physically comparable to the linebacker. Bouvier is very quick, very agile, very powerful.
They have a tendency in their protection work to leave the ground a lot. They will use their body airborne quite a bit.
He's an intense dog. He's an independent dog. He can be a difficult to train dog. He can be very playful. He's very intelligent, a dog with a great sense of humor.
Bouvier is an excellent family protection dog. They're excellent with children.
And you'd need an intermediate owner who's had some experience working with dogs, reading dogs, training dogs, and you definitely need to keep up obedience type training.
Some owners choose to compete with their dogs in sports such as Schutzen, which contains a protection element. The sport was designed to test a dog's working abilities.
I do it because it makes my dogs happy. They like the physical contact. They like the adversarial position. Most of these dogs are very friendly to the helper off of that situation.
The Bouvier's history is one of a working dog, although its job function changed over the years.
In Northern Europe, these were the herding and the farm protection dogs. This kind of farming began to disappear. There was a clear choice made to create a police-style dog. This was the dog that immediately had demanded respect.
Today, maybe if you go to Holland, you will get a good one, but I don't think here. And let me clarify that. When I say a good dog, I don't mean that the show dogs are not good, but I am making my comparison to working dogs. And these dogs here are not working dogs. They are show dogs.
Vast majority of these dogs aren't bred for the original capabilities. It's probably the end of the Bouvier. For me, that's kind of a sad thing.
From a breed that's in the middle of change, we'll move to a breed that's in the middle of controversy when we return. We're at number 8 on our countdown of breeds that excel at personal protection, making our way up to the #1 top-notch breed. This next dog is the subject of much debate in being friend or foe, but when it comes to handling the threat, it's a great companion to have at your side. American Pit Bull Terrier. The Pit Bull was developed in the United States during the 19th century from both bull and terrier types of dogs.
Pit Bull Terrier is one of my choice breeds for personal protection because of their ability, their will to please their owner, their drive. It's very intelligent dogs. Very, very athletic dogs. And trained properly, they make the best dog in their size as far as personal protection. Very, very compact and quick. So they close that gap a lot faster than a lot of large breeds. They also excel more at their bite. They're very powerful dogs. The Pit Bull was bred originally for bull baiting, and they were also bred for fighting as well. They weren't bred to be aggressive at all towards humans at all. But trained properly, you know, you can direct their drive into anything you want, whether it's weight pulling, whether it's tracking, whether it's personal protection, whatever the case is. The Pit Bull's physical presence alone is very threatening. Their frame, their head, the look, and their piercing look, they will look you right in the eyes, you know, especially as a personal protection dog, just to see, you know, if you're going to be a threat or not.
The Pit Bull is a dog that comes with a reputation for biting. As a protection dog, this can actually be helpful. A person looking to attack may think twice about it. But for the breed as a whole, this notoriety is troubling.
It's unfortunate for the Pit Bull breed that they've gotten such a bad reputation, because you can find excellent examples of what the Pit Bull should be. It all comes down to the breeding and the raising, the socialization and the training.
I think it's the ultimate dog. One of the most underestimated animals in the world. They have a really bad rap, and I think it has nothing really to do with the dog. It has a lot to do with ownership. In every breed of dog, there is stable and unstable animals.
In protection work, only stable dogs make the cut. These dogs need to be obedient, reliable, and capable of handling a threat.
They can handle any stress level and be very, very effective at it. There's nothing that they won't go over or go through to do what their owner wants them to do or to protect. They do their job, period. Having a personal protection dog makes a more confident dog. It gives a dog a higher level of intelligence because it's going through so much training.
And when a Pit Bull trained in personal protection is not working, it can happily exist as a companion.
The Pit Bull makes an excellent pet. I raised it properly and everything, and I saw how well it was with my children and my family. Naturally, just so friendly towards people. I love the Pit Bull. Everything about the Pit Bull. It's just an all-around dog.
For some breeds, their looks, their presence is a great deterrent. For this next breed, that's usually not the case. Their appearance will more likely pull you in than have you steer clear of it. But don't be fooled. When trained properly, this dog can put up a heck of a fight. The Airedale Terrier. The Airedale was first bred as a multi-use dog to hunt, retrieve, kill vermin, herd, and guard.
They look about as dangerous as a napkin on a table. But they are very capable in protection. And to see one of these dogs come into the mode to protect is a Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, it is unbelievable. They have very large canines. Their eyes open up, they become a terrier, and it's on.
Very hard-hitting dogs, very defensive dogs, very sociable animals. They were just good dogs. Some parts of Europe, people still use them because they preserve the working qualities in the dog.
The numbers are very limited to actual working terriers. The breed has no longer got the use it once had. It's no longer capable of doing what it once did. The reason for that is the show ring. What we're hoping to do is to slowly bring them up, keep them working, and we do hope to keep the dogs available to law enforcement and to families that have a need for them. They're very protective of their family and very attentive of their family. The Airedale Terrier is a dog that will catch you off guard, there's no doubt about it.
Terriers were bred to chase down and kill small animals, to go to ground after them with unquestioning fearlessness, resolution, and toughness. When the same drive is channeled into protection work, the Airedale Terrier's results are formidable.
They're very tenacious. They'll fight like a cat. These dogs have the largest canines of any dog. It looks like a tiger. So they can penetrate layers of bite clothes, layers of clothing, and they do have a terrible ability to bite. Their training takes a little bit different approach than the herding dog. There'll come to a point in the work when you're with them where if you have tried too much, too fast, they'll just say that's it, and they won't move or do anything. You have to learn to work with that. You don't see them out there as much as you once would. And I'm hoping that they do come back because they're great dogs, you know.
Oh, yeah. And we'll be right back with a breed you may not recognize. But if you've ever been on the receiving end of its protective forces, you will definitely remember it. These are not lightweight. These are powerful dogs. But that does not mean they are vicious dogs. Dogs trained for personal protection are dogs in control. They can be called to action and just as quickly be called off. At number 6 on our countdown of top canines to stomp out a threat, a definite powerhouse breed, rare outside its native land. Count de Fila de São Miguel. A no-nonsense, instinctive breed, the Count de Fila de São Miguel is large, proud, and muscular.
It's devotion to its owners, devotion to the family. They are naturally protective. These dogs, Fila São Miguel is very attached to one particular person in the family. It will look after the complete family, but is in particular the one who works with that dog on a daily basis.
Originating in the Azores Islands of Portugal, the Count de Fila de São Miguel, or Azores cattle dog, is an intense working and guarding dog, still used on the farms today.
The Fila São Miguel was designed to herd cattle and protect farm, family, and equipment. They excel at that. To see them work the cows, they keep going until the job is done. That's where they excel. It can deal with aggressive cattle and obstacle cattle with speed and power. They have the ability to change direction at an instant. They're very supple, often described cat-like. He floats like sheep. He can jump very easily. Has tremendous power and acceleration.
The Count de Fila de São Miguel's bold and imposing stature is a great asset in protection work.
This particular breed, physical appearance is often, and his presence is often enough. His stare is also an intimidating stare. It either can force you into making a move, whether it be aggressive or retractive move, and then the dog has got you into the position he wants you in. And this is pretty amazing to see dogs do this.
And when the situation calls for action, this breed is up to the task.
This dog has to have the ability to neutralize a threat. This dog will bite and will stay on the bite and either commanded off the bite, or the dog will release on an automatic release as the fight stops. They stay on the one target area. They don't transfer their bites. That's control. That's clear in the dog's head what he should be doing. A dog that bites full and hard, conditioned through muscle activity to bite hard, can break bones. The handler has to be very aware of what he has on the end of their leash. They have high civil defense drive in them naturally to protect, and they need training to get the best benefit for our way of life. He will guard my vehicle. I let him out of the vehicle, couldn't care less about who's around the vehicle. Put him back in the vehicle, it's a different dog again. You have to be aware of their sensitivity, their quickness to learn. I haven't used any force on this dog. He's motivated with food, he's motivated by his toy. You do have to exert some dominance somewhere in your training, because once they mature, they start to feel powerful, and you have to control and redirect this power. If you can't control your dog, get out of the game. You should own one. You must have controls. Obedience, obedience, obedience. this is not a first-time dog owner's dog. The dogs that I've placed in families have already had dogs trained by me in the past for personal protection and or area protection. So they are aware of the characteristics of this particular breed, and they are very, very happy. They're in families with children. Come on, buddy! You're dealing with a dog with a lot of potential, and if you understand how to use its potential to its benefit, you'll be farther ahead.
Obedience, skill, strength. These highly trained protection dogs are a potent force, and this next breed is no exception. Although you may not quake at the sight of the standard and miniature version, this is definitely a dog with some size behind its stance. The giant Schnauzer. Sturdy and strong in body, the giant Schnauzer is believed to have originated in the area around Munich, Germany.
Giant Schnauzers tend to be very athletic. They tend to want to interact with things in the environment. They tend to be sociable. They can run fast, jump high, and they can be protective when needed to be.
An excellent dog. Certain parts of Germany still use them as police dogs.
Giant Schnauzers definitely have a physical presence to them. I absolutely think it's a visual deterrence. Very large dog, and they don't tend to back down from very many things.
Good boy, good boy. He's a high-energy dog. This isn't the breed for a person who's going to just sit around on the couch. They need room to run. As far as with the kids, he's great. I mean, I can leave him in the yard with him and feel confident there's no problems whatsoever.
The Giants can be quite assertive. You need to make sure you're consistent in your training and your methodology, and you need to make sure that you can control the dog. It's a very large dog, a very powerful dog.
This giant Schnauzer is at an early stage of training for protection work and is capable of alerting at a threat and being called off under control.
Q doesn't have any kind of aggression toward me right now. I can hit all of them all I want. That means there's no bite. The dog is licking my hand. Now, I'm going to tell Bertram to alert the dog. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Watch it.
Good boy, friend. Good boy. No,
same dog.
Good boy.
It shouldn't be a dog of wow. This is a domestic dog. This is not a wolf. And that's where we want him. We want him trained to obedience of control.
This next giant Schnauzer is at a more advanced level in protection training, capable of doing bite work. In this exercise, the dog is being stolen from its owner, and from a distance, the dog is commanded to turn resistance on the thief.
He's gonna take your barrel. Yeah, get Paso. There you go. All right. Yeah. Good boy, Farrell. Oh! Come!
Excellent temper. An excellent temper. He's a great friend to have around.
If you need to scare off somebody looking to do you harm, well, this next breed may be the one for you. Add some bark to its already imposing impression, and you pretty much have a wall of fire. Coming up at the number 4 spot.
Excellent.
We're uncovering the top 10 breeds working in personal protection. Canines that you can count on in a dangerous situation. But it is important to remember that not every dog within these breeds is cut out for elite protection training. Only ones with a stable temperament and the drive to do work are considered. Coming in at number 4 on our countdown is a canine that struts with confidence. Rottweiler. The descendant of ancient boar hunters, the Rottweiler is a popular breed, both as a family dog and guard dog.
A Rottweiler trained properly is a true man stopper. The dog has a lot of courage.
It's a big dog, powerful dog, extremely intelligent dog, highly trainable dog, and they do well as personal protection dogs. They had elements of protection or protection-type duties right from their inception. It's specific traits that are bred into the breed. They do tend to adapt well to other types of situations that may require use of those traits.
Originally known as the butcher's dog, the Rottweiler excelled at driving animals to the market or slaughter. The breed was also put to work on the farms of Germany, where it was skilled at herding and guarding livestock.
Rottweilers excel at personal protection in their visual deterrence,
Intimidation, number one.
in their physical size, and in their ability to stand their ground.
Because of the structure of the Rottweiler, a more short, compact, mastiff-type dog, he looks more intimidating than a slender, taller dog. Most Rottweilers don't need to bite you. I have seen Rottweilers actually hit agitators and had them unconscious because of the power, the intensity they're coming with.
The Rottweiler is a dominant breed and needs an owner that can clearly establish itself as the leader.
It's a breed that it would be considered to be like an intermediate breed, not as easy to deal with initially as a German Shepherd.
But if you're dealing with a really good, well-bred Rottweiler, that is a German working line dog, that is a really tough dog that was bred exclusively for working, you need an experienced person, because the bite that a Rottweiler can inflict, it's not like your average dog bite.
Out, AJ!
Through training, a Rottweiler can be taught to bark on command and keep harm away, but it's not a naturally vocal breed.
They only bark if there is something there to bark at, which is very nice, because if you are in the house and you hear your dog barking, you know that there's something there.
The one word that Rottweiler owners seem to use again and again to describe their dog is loyal.
As long as the Rottweiler is well-bred and socialized from an early age with good obedience training, they tend to make nice family pets, as long as the owners have an idea and understanding of dog behavior and body language.
A well-trained Rottweiler is probably second to none.
One of the only breeds specifically developed to be a canine bodyguard. This next dog is known worldwide for its ability to handle any situation that may arise. The Doberman Pinscher. This breed takes its name from its creator, Louis Doberman, a German tax collector in an unpopular line of work, who needed an alert and protective dog to take with him on the job.
The Doberman is the most paired dog. The Doberman with cropped hairs is still the most alert and most paired dog.
If somebody on the street sees a Doberman, the first thing they relate it to is some form of personal protection. And this can give the dog the advantage in the way of personal protection, because sometimes you can get away with just alarm dog training. You do not necessarily have to get into full-out bite work.
A true Doberman is a dog that will stand its grounds. It will not back down. It's very difficult to stress a Doberman. There's nothing in this world that will stop a good Doberman.
They're a very quick dog, and they're very sharp. So those two factors right there can make it a very lethal dog. Now, at the same time, it is a very reliable animal. Doberman Pinscher has even temperament, very loyal and sensitive to family. But when called upon, can become somewhat of a defensive dog. The obedience is a must. There's compromise, knowing he is more defensive.
While they make great companion animals, a Doberman from working lines will most often have a stronger temperament and require more from its owner.
A true Doberman is best suited for an experienced handler. It's not a dog that you can train like any other dog.
In reaction time, the Doberman Pinscher is extremely fast. It can be a fairly difficult dog to handle in the way of intelligence. They tend to do a lot of anticipation. It is the trigger time of the dog that gives them that little advantage over some of the other breeds. Over the years, the dog itself has gone through many changes. Recently, through selective breeding, they've actually toned down the temperament of the dog, making it more of a family pet.
Once you take away the temperament from the dog, the courage, the hardness, the fight drive, what these dogs were originally bred for, they are no longer the dogs.
It really comes down to the lines of Dobermans. Are we buying from a pet or show quality breeder, or are we going to a working lineage type breeder? Here,
A personal protection dog is considered to be a working dog. It can at the same time be a companion. But in order for a Doberman to be able to do the job it was originally bred for, it should come from a working background.
A true Doberman, in my opinion, is the best dog protection, family pet, working dog you can ever have. There's nothing not to love about a Doberman.
We're down to the top 2 canine protectors. Police trust them, the military counts on them. Find out why they're not wrong when we return. At number 10 was the Dogo Argentino. Extreme power and a devoted companion. Number 9, Bouvier de France, the linebacker of protection dogs. Number 8, compact and quick, the American Pit Bull Terrier. At number 7, the Airedale Terrier, capable protection in a less obvious package. Number 6, Conde de Fila de São Miguel, a bold and agile powerhouse. Number 5, supersized and high energy in the giant Schnauzer. Number 4, the Rottweiler, confidence and courage. Number 3, alert, protective, and specifically designed to be a canine bodyguard, the Doberman Pinscher. And that brings us to the number 2 spot. These dogs have the mind, muscle, and fortitude to fend off any attacker. At number 2 on our countdown, the world's most renowned police dog. The German Shepherd dog. The German Shepherd is a multi-talented breed with exceptional stamina.
The majority of times, law enforcement will want a German Shepherd dog.
These dogs are very, very powerful. They're very strong. They're very quick. And they bite with a lot of intensity. Security firms use them. The army uses them.
They're a large type of dog, giving out all that weight behind them. They're going to hit hard.
Originally a herding dog, the German Shepherd was bred for versatility, to be an all-around farm dog and to protect both owner and property. And that is still the breed's strength today.
The dog proved itself in battle in World War I and World War II. They started to come over to North America and people knew them as police dogs. He's still probably the most well-known dog for police work. He's a great man tracker.
They have been used for many, many years as protection dogs, and they have used in every capacity. They use them in sport dog training, personal protection. So trainers just build on that. That's why today they are one of the most used, sought-after dogs.
These dogs are quite capable of taking care of business. I've had several dogs that have put their life in front of their handlers. And several of the German Shepherd's dogs that have performed above and beyond the call.
Trainability in German Shepherd, if you get a good one, I mean, the sky's the limit to what you can do and how quick you can do it. A working German Shepherd is a dog that is willing to please. It's never ending. You can call on him for 8 hours and you bring him home and he has some water and he's ready to go for another 8 hours again. The German Shepherd is an unreal dog in its working ability.
The German Shepherd is a well-known breed, and a breed that comes with some status. A police dog, a protection dog, and that can be helpful.
When you put a dog out on guard, his appearance is one that is very alarming to an individual, so you're going to back off. The dog's coloration and size is a natural deterrent. A lot of times you can avoid a problem by his physical appearance. You know, he's more than capable of showing people who he is.
The extreme adaptability of the German Shepherd makes him an excellent working dog in many environments, and also a great family companion.
Of many of the breeds that are used for personal protection, I would say a German Shepherd does well with a younger or newer handler who hasn't had a lot of experience. They tend to react when needed, tend to assess situations a little bit better than some of the other breeds. They're a large dog. They resemble a wolf. That alone will usually make people think twice about bothering you. It's the type of dog that I would take into any situation, not think twice about. He has excellent temperament and their ability to adapt to a situation well. This is the type of dog that I don't worry about when the kids are out playing. They tend to really get along nicely with children, other pets in the household, the neighbors. They really can assess the difference between people.
The dog has it all. He's capable of doing all that.
lightning-fast reflexes, cat-like agility, and the willingness to lay it all on the line. Coming up, the #1 canine bodyguards. We're #1 on our countdown of the top personal protection dogs. This is a serious breed with a spectacular energy and the will and smarts to use it well, only under the control of an experienced handler. The Belgian Malinois. One of 4 varieties of Belgian Shepherd, the Malinois is often described with one word: intense.
They're extremely focused. They're extremely loyal to their handler. They're not fazed by environmental stress, and they will get the job done.
They are so agile and so responsive. They're highly intelligent. These dogs can jump to incredible heights. They can move very, very fast. They're low to the ground. These dogs are very capable of protecting.
They work with such speed, intensity, and courage. I call them the unspoiled breed, and I think it's one of the better dogs today as a personal protection, security, or sport dog.
This is a great dog for law enforcement, but I am a very strong advocate for law enforcement having the utmost in protection dogs. They need them. They're in a job where the requirements have to be great for the dog to protect the handler.
As a security dog, a police dog, a military dog, I would go with the Belgian Malinois. That's my choice.
You ask them to jump through a window, they'll jump through a window. The United States Secret Service uses only Belgian Malinois. Some of the tactical teams and SWAT teams prefer this breed over all other breeds. They don't question their handler. There's no issue. You ask for response, they give it to you 110%.
A protection dog is not a vicious dog. A protection dog is a controlled dog. A dog that is able to control themselves and know a threat from a non-threat.
The intense focus of the Malinois seems to help it size up a situation and a potential aggressor.
They have a very good communication with muscle movement. These dogs have a great ability to read and translate that movement. And that, believe it or not, is how they translate a threat from a non-threat, that aggressive movement.
The response time is light and fast. So if somebody is intent on doing you harm, then you need a dog that's going to respond to that immediately. Not necessarily think about the situation, but react to it. And it's the job of the handler to stop it if it needs to be stopped. And their ability to go from 0 to 100 makes them an asset, but also their ability to stop from 100 to 0 is equally as fast. They are truly a loaded gun. As long as they're in the right hands, they're definitely beneficial. If they're not, then you have a serious case of liability. Okay. Malinois would do well with a handler who has extremely fast reflexes, knows a lot about dog behavior, about body language in the dog, has a high degree of training experience behind them, and you would use a Malinois for truly the most serious of situations, where there has been an incident in the past and requires a dog to be able to stop somebody. They hit extremely fast and hard. The downside to that is that their working life is typically shorter than other breeds. They burn out more quickly because they give you all of their intensity at once. They have an ability to give you greater skill, and they require equally as much talent in the person who's handling them.
The ultimate security dog. My choice would be the Malinois.
Dogs have served humans greatly over the years in work and in friendship. They have guarded us with their lives, and they have enriched our lives. What can we give back? More than treats and toys, our time and effort. A well-trained dog, most often, is a well-cared-for dog.
He licked you in the face.